Good evening, everybody. I am Shelly B, a conservative Black sister surviving in a hot mess world. And tonight's hot mess is single mother meltdowns and how to avoid this fate. Now, this is a subject that is very important to me because I myself am a single mother, but I am a much more mature single mother. I had my son at 40 years old. So I have a lot of advice and help that I could offer here for some of these young girls. But before we get into this, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I haven't been on here for a little while because I kind of been busy in my day job working in film and television as a hairstylist, for those of you that don't know, but I digress. Please just like, share, subscribe to the channel. Anything you could do to help the algorithm move here on YouTube, I would really, really appreciate it. Now, this is going to be a long one. I'm already going to tell you right now. This is going to be a long one because this video is over an hour long and the link is in the description. And I feel like if you are considering having children, I don't care what age you are, you need to watch this video and others like it to get a good idea of why you should not have children unless you are prepared to take care of them. And I'm speaking to women specifically because no matter what happens, mama's baby, papa's maybe, okay? Because whatever happens, you are going to be the sole provider for this child. I don't care, even if you're married, most of the time the women bears the responsibility of these children. And it can be very difficult, especially for a young woman. It could just be a lot. And we're going to go through a journey with some of these young women. And I feel like a lot of times people don't really have empathy for single mothers, especially Black single mothers. For some reason, Black single mothers get a lot of backlash, but it doesn't seem that people, put two and two together of how they get into that predicament. It's like the women that actually stay and take care of the children get the backlash and get the bad reputation, and they don't understand why these women crash out, why they're overweight or whatever the case may be. And it's like the men kind of just walk off without any accountability to me. And I feel like that is a lot of the reason why these girls are in this predicament that they're in. Me, myself, I had my child much later in life. I never was considering having a child in my 20s, 30s. And, I had my son at 40 years old because when I got pregnant with my son, it was totally by surprise. And I was like overjoyed because I didn't think, I would ever have a child. And by the time I was 40, I had did everything I wanted to do in my life. My career was secure. Everything was good. I had traveled and did everything I wanted to do. So I felt like, wow, that's the only thing I didn't do is have a baby. So, I was excited, but some of these girls are very distraught with this lifestyle. And I get it, but let's just watch these because there's a lot of them on here. And I want to get this out here because, I just, I feel bad for some of these girls, but at the same time, I'm like, where's your discernment and common sense, that it would be like this, But again, I would just say that they're young. I feel like if you have a child before you're 25 years old, your brain has not even fully developed yet. Do not do that. I don't know why society pushes on women that they have to be married and have these families and everything before they're ready, because you're going to see these girls are not ready. They're just not prepared, and it's a mess. All right, so let's check this out because this is too much. I was tired. I worked today and I'm tired, but I had to get this out here because it's so disheartening to see what these girls are going through. It's just, and I feel like they don't get any support, but, a lot of people will say, oh, they did it to themselves or whatever. And they did, but I just feel like they get such a bad rap. And, as a more mature woman, when I had my child, I just can't imagine if I would have had a child in my 20s. I just can't imagine. So this video from, I can't even, Lysandra, I watch a lot of her videos and she compiles all these different like TikToks together. And then, I like them because it's like uninterrupted and she gives her opinion at the beginning and the end. You should watch her videos. I really like her channel a lot. This one is called Single Moms Crash Out. Motherhood is draining. Don't have kids. Postpartum depression sad. So a lot of these women are on here telling other women not to have kids because they made wild choices in their own lives. So let's just listen to this real quick because I kind of feel like, they got to take responsibility a little bit for their own selves because, I kind of was not really feeling some of the positions that these girls took here because, instead of like owning up to their own responsibility and the mistakes and choices they made, these are the opinions they have. So just listen.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are thinking about getting an abortion, if you feel like you need that abortion, if you think that abortion is going to be the best thing for you, you need to get that abortion. I don't care who say they're going to be there for you. I don't care what type of help people think they're going to give you. Get that fucking abortion. If that's
now, this was crazy to me because she made choices in her life that makes that for her in her mind, she feels her life is unbearable. So now she's going to tell other girls to kill their babies and get abortions, because I'm taking that she wishes that she didn't have her children and it's hard and she's, having lots of regret and she's wishing that she had got the abortion. That's what it sounds like to me. But I would implore any young woman to wait. Even if you get married and have a good partner, there's no guarantee that he's always going to be there. You have to have discernment. He could get sick. He could get injured. I've been doing hair for over 30 years. I've heard every story from women on how they become single parent. He could die. He could get injured where you have to take care of him and the child. There are so many scenarios that make a woman be a single parent. It doesn't necessarily, he could be abusive. It could be a number of things. The possibilities are endless how this happens. And you have to think about that before you have a child. Like I always knew that I kind of liked my life single. I looked at my friends that were young that had kids and I said, I don't want that lifestyle. My mother was a single parent. And I saw how she struggled and I said, I don't want that lifestyle. It's not that I don't want kids at all, but I just didn't want them young. And then after I got like in my 30s, especially my late 30s, I thought, this is never going to happen. And at 40, I had my child. Now, I wouldn't recommend for people to have a child as late as I did, but for me, it was amazing because by this time I had did everything. I traveled. I was very secure in my career. I make good money. I could, hire the support that I needed and stuff like that because I can't imagine what these girls go through not having any support and not being able to afford like a nanny or babysitters. And, they have to work, take care of the kids, take care of the house and pick them up from daycare and it just is a lot.
What's in your heart, if that's what's in your head, I don't care about your religion. I don't care how bad it hurts. I am telling you, get that fucking abortion.
She's projecting on everyone. Get that abortion. Get that abortion. She wishes that she had the abortion. But instead of killing her baby, she probably should not have had the baby in the first place because when you have a man that it's not going to be shit. You understand? We all know, me included. You understand? But I was in a position of being able to provide for my child. I knew that I would be the sole provider of this child and the primary caregiver. Like I knew this. I feel like at this young age, you're wishing on a star and you're being delusional. So don't do this. Don't do this. And you won't be in your car crying, wishing that you had an abortion. So one day your child can grow up and see this.
No fucking help out here, G. There is no help. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care about the car.
Now, that is not true. There is lots of help that girls can have. I did a video called Helpful Single Mothers. And it was a video that I had made that talks about all different ways to build a support team for you and your children that doesn't cost a lot of money. lots of different ways that you can go out and do activities and be a part of groups and mom groups and different. So watch the video, it's in the description, and it has all kinds of information on there, how to build your team, how to, you know, navigate your children and stuff like this that worked for me. And I didn't have any family here. My mother lived in another state. I don't have any family. The one family member that I did have living in another part of the city and had their own things going on. So it was just me. And I had to create a team for me and my child. And I should tell you how to do that in the video. I also posted another video about single mother distress and mental health in the Black community. You need to watch that because this is a problem. Clearly, she's having a mental health crisis at this time. You know, I remember when my son was little, I remember sitting in my car crying, but it really wasn't because of my child. It was because of the child care provider. The father was getting on my nerves and it just racked up. But my son was always a joy. I never had any burdens with him per se, but just the child care could be an issue sometimes, especially with people in particular, because they know you need them, so they tend to shine, you know, when they know you need them. So it can be a lot of pressure when they're small. But I just want you to know it gets better as they go to school. You know, as they get older. When they're little, it can be a hardship, but you have to keep it together, you know, and it's not for the mentally weak. It's just not. This is a person that shouldn't have had any children, period. She just shouldn't have done it. And I would like to know why she made this choice. She chose it. And now she's on here in a mental health crisis. So this is an issue that, you know, girls need to face, is having discernment. And I don't know, you know, why I just knew better than to have a child at a young age, because I just knew that wasn't something that I wanted to participate in. I see my friends, everybody knows somebody that had a child at a young age. It doesn't seem like something fun to do.
I miss that y'all leave. I swear to God, I know. I swear. I am so fucking tired. I have never been this fucking tired in my life. I have been depressed before. I've been suicidal before. Hell, I didn't had suicide attempts before. I've never been this tired in my life.
But see, now this girl, somebody needs to call DHS, because I don't see how she should be able to care for a child in this condition. And she's saying she's suicidal. She's saying she should abort her baby. How do we know she's not going to abort the baby? What's started me down this rabbit hole of trying to find ways to offer support for girls and show them ways to build teams for themselves, because I saw a video of a girl that crashed her car in a suicide attempt to try to kill herself, and she ended up harming another person in a vehicle. And, you know, just like the mental health collapse that these young mothers have, it's a problem. It's a problem. Young mothers kill their children. It's a problem. And this girl is on TikTok or YouTube, wherever she posted this video, crashing out, having a mental health crisis. And this is normal. It happens a lot.
I just want to give up so fucking bad. Get that fucking abortion. If you feel you need that fucking abortion.
See, she has so much regret and she wishes that she had an abortion. But to avoid being in this mental health crisis like she is, do not have a child before you are ready. If you are not financially secure, do not do it. If you have a dusty child's father and you are not financially secure, do not do it. If your man is emotionally not there for you, he damn sure is going to run and not be emotionally there for your child. Just know that. If you cannot 100% take care of this child, don't have it. Just don't. Because anything could happen. Not just that you have a terrible relationship with the father, but like I said, they could die, they could get sick. It's a multitude of things that could happen. He could lose his job, anything. So
get abortion. Because when you are asked out, you have no fucking help. And you have depleted, you have asked everybody, you have
Nobody wants to help you with your kids, especially if you have more than one. If you are smart and you have one child, that's a struggle. Don't have more. That would be a wise decision.
It's working. I make good money. I am not a fucking bum. Get that fucking abortion. If you think you need that abortion.
She has so much regret
I
for her
love my
child.
baby so much.
Now, then she, after all of that, she gonna turn around and say that she loves her child. How can you possibly? A lot of these women are gonna say this through this video: how much they hate being a mother, how much they hate the kids, how much their kids going to, and then in the same breath, they're gonna say, "I love my child." How is that possible that you have love and respect for your child, that you would get on a video that's going to be in cyberspace forever, that they probably will see one day, acting like this? This is crazy to me. This young lady needs therapy. She needs help. You know, she is saying that she needs help, but she needs mental health. She's having a mental health crisis. I feel sorry for any child in her care, honestly. Because the women that regret their kids, they can't really treat their kids good. And if you have this much regret for your child, I'm sure the child picks up on the energy and the vibe of it, no matter how young they are.
I regret having him, but I feel so fucked up for bringing him into this fucking world.
Now listen what she just said. She said she loved her child and she don't regret having him, but she feels fucked up for having him. So she literally just goes into the next sentence and say that she regrets having the child and she feels fucked up for having the child. If you think that for a second that you will have an inkling of regret in having a child, don't have children. Don't do it.
Piss poor ass fucking world with these cruel ass people and this shitty ass economy. I don't know why the things happened that led me here. I don't know. I don't know why they took my place away. I don't know why they threw my things out of my apartment and I was paying my rent. I don't know why.
Now, there's something that is missing from this story, because nowhere in America can they throw you out when you're paying your rent. So there's things missing from this story. This young lady is not taking accountability for anything in this situation that she is in. So I'm going to keep reiterating. If you think that you will have a doubt of any kind, an iota or an inkling of doubt about your child's father, about your finances, don't have a child, because it's going to intensify all of that. And you will be sitting in your car in a meltdown like this girl.
Shit was done to me 2 months after having a C-section. I don't know. I have been praying. I have been letting go. I have been walking away. I have been doing the hard work. I'm tired.
Listen, if you're doing the hard work, you would not be sitting in your car having a meltdown. You would be with your child somewhere trying to figure out how you're going to elevate your frequency and uplift you and your child. Period. There's something that we're not getting with this story here. I'm sorry.
I'm tired. And I don't want my baby hearing this bullshit. Get the fucking abortion. It's the get the abortion.
Now, see, this makes me a little annoyed because you made terrible choices in your life, you're going to tell other Black women to abort their babies when we abort our babies more than anybody. And then they're melanin harvesting and organ harvesting and stem cells that they're taking from our babies. The ignorance is crazy. Don't be like this. Don't be like this. Really think before you think before you have sex, period. That would be great. You understand? It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Honestly, if I to keep it real, I would have never had sex in my life because it's over freaking rated. It's overrated. I can count on one hand the times it was worth it. Any times that I did it. And it's, it's overrated. What's underrated is enjoying your fucking life, traveling and enjoying your life and not being bogged down and taking on all these spirits of these people and stuff like that. But a lot of girls don't have anybody to tell them this. And thus she's sitting in her car having a meltdown.
She don't listen to what nobody says. Yes, God. Because this single mom shit, nobody can prepare you for this shit. Nobody can prepare you for this shit. And you think you're gonna have support from women?
This is the thing. Why do you, this is the problem with us, because why do you feel anybody need to support you in a choice that you made? Be accountable for what you've done. Put your big girl drawers on and accept it and take care of your child. And you're going to see there's girls that on this that have more than one child. Like, how dumb can you be? You struggle with the first one. You think it's going to be easier with more? It's insane. Why do you feel women are, where's the father? This makes no sense to me.
From women. The bitches are going to eat you the fuck up. They don't give a fuck about us. They laughing in our faces. They're making comments and posts and videos about how dumb we are.
Well, I would say that it's true. Accept it. You made a mistake and move on. Move on. Take care of your child and move on. This is going to build strength and character in you. And I guarantee you'll get through it. What else can you do? What else can you do in this situation? But become stronger. Sitting here crying and doing it's not going to help anything. You got to create what you need for you and your child, And when you're in this low vibration like this, there's no man that's going to want you. You can't handle the situation and you want somebody to come into that mess with you. You got to pull it together. I feel terrible for this girl, but nowhere in this is she taking accountability for the position she put herself in. It's everybody's fault. It's women's fault. She don't know why she getting kicked out. She don't know.
And we chose this life. And then the men. And then those fucked up ass men.
Now, this we can all agree on. The men are fucked up because they don't take care of their kids. They're not supportive. They're not helpful. You're going to see throughout this video the messed up way that men can be. They really don't. It's not just black people. Every race of people go through this. Because men, just for whatever reason, a lot of them are just not bonded to their kids and they do not care. And they're not going to go through this struggle, They're just not.
We live in a sick ass world. I am telling you, get the fucking abortion. Your baby does not deserve this shit. Your baby deserves so much better than this piss poor ass world we live in. This shit is fucked up. I'm tired. I don't have anything positive to say. And I'm not sorry for it. Get that abortion if you need that abortion.
Guys, in this video, we are going to be seeing single mothers breaking down, crashing out, literally in tears because they say motherhood is so draining. It is so hard. even the women that have support, even the women that are married, even the women that have a village, they too say motherhood is the hardest job ever.
And she ain't lying. It is hard. Whether you have a village, whether you have a partner, whatever the case may be, it's hard raising kids. So if you're going to do it alone, just know that you need support. You need a team. And if you don't have it, I wouldn't do it. And if you're not financially secure enough to hire the help you need, I would say don't do it, because I was able to hire the help I needed. I wouldn't. If I wasn't able to do that, yeah, I probably would be sitting there crying with her too. It can be very difficult. I don't see how girls do it. I commend them, but why put yourself in that position?
And guys, disclaimer, this video is known to shame anyone. It is known to shame the single moms. It is strictly to create awareness and for education purposes. Anyways, I won't be talking too much in the beginning. I'll first let you watch the video, then I'll be coming back with my thoughts at the end.
Okay, this is a crash out post. I'm currently crashing out. Sorry in advance. Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's
50% of all marriages end in divorce. I had a family member that was always throwing in my face, I don't want to be a single mother. I can see how you're a single mother. I would never be a single mother. And I, just always saying that to me. I would never be a single mother. I don't know how you do it, blah, blah, blah. Well, her husband passed away and now she's a single mother. So it can happen. It can happen. And most marriages are going to end in divorce. I was just watching the video where all the men were saying that the woman they married is not the woman that they really wish they could be with. So your marriage is doomed from the start, a lot of you. So like I said, if you're going to have a child, I don't give a damn if you're married for 20 years. That child is going to come and it's going to cause issues and conflicts in your relationship. And if your relationship is not on a strong foundation, you're going to break up once you have them kids.
probably what's going to happen to you. Now, I love being a mom. I really do. And in fact, I quite enjoy most of the time being a single mom. This shit is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms. You will struggle. I don't care what job you have. I don't care how much you get paid. Especially in this economy right now, okay? The world is not...
She ain't lying, because I made very good money, but a huge chunk of what I earned went into childcare. A huge chunk. Childcare, transpo for my son and all that. Like, just in the last 2 years that I have to stop paying it. I say last 2 or 3 years now that my son's a teenager, but I had to pay for that indefinitely. Thousands of dollars a month in nannies and oh my God. And my utility bills were very high because the nannies were there all day. It was crazy. It was crazy. And it does stress you out a little bit, but like I said, I waited later in life. I would just say wait.
Set up for single mothers. It will be fucking hard. It will test you in ways that you didn't know that you could even be tested. You will have to fight for those kids, most likely. You will have to fight for those kids. You will have to wake up every morning and question, just real talk, if motherhood is really something that you want anymore, because these men make it so hard. Oh, they make it so hard.
I hate to laugh, but she's telling the truth, because I'm telling you, I enjoy everything about being a mother and raising my son except my son's father. And I could not wait to get him off of my freaking back and just be a single mother by myself without him on my back. He got on my last damn nerves. Last nerves. And was no help and of no use whatsoever. Just a nag, a burden, a demon in my life. And but I have a beautiful child. I respect him for that. But other than that, I couldn't wait for him to leave me alone. And finally, he left me alone, because the courts got all involved and stuff like that. And then, he left me alone. I never took him for child support or nothing like that. But you know, he just, I don't know, he harassed me and he was trying to kill the joy, and he had other kids. You know, this is my only child. You're not going to kill my joy for my only child, and you had other kids. You know what I mean? It was just annoying. So I really understood where this girl was coming from.
To be a mom, they take away all of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had, but you were stuck in survival mode. So you didn't even really get to enjoy it. You're just fucking surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can, and you get $250 a month. What the fuck? That is pennies. That is the gas money it is taking me to drop them off at their father's house and pick them back up. $250 a month. And my ex is a nurse. $250 a month.
It is a slap in the face, because the mother, if she has custody, these men get off scot-free. That little bit of child support they pay ain't nothing. It never makes a dent. And you have the emotional responsibility, the majority of financial responsibility, and it can be a lot. It can be a lot, but when they're small, it's difficult. But as you doing it, you just get used to it. I'm telling you, you're going to get used to it. You're going to master it, and it gets better as they get older.
I'm sorry. Oh, I don't even know if I'm going to post this. These men will take everything from you. They will promise you so much. They will promise you so much. And it will feel great at first. It will feel peaceful at first. And for some fucking reason, when you have their child, they will abandon you. They will discard you.
They abandon you because it's hard. It's expensive. You know, it's emotional. And then once you have a child, you're expecting more of the man. You know what I mean? And they don't like the pressure of it. They can't take it. That's why.
Even if they don't cheat, even if they don't do anything significant, they'll emotionally turn away from you to the point where you leave. I left. I can't be in that. It is not what we were promised.
I just didn't want my child in that negativity that he was constantly bringing. He was like a demonic entity at all times. And I just didn't want my child around it. And I had to purge him. And eventually God, you know, rescued me from that. And we've just been peaceful ever since. It's just been peaceful ever since. Honestly, I feel like he just used to just get on my nerves so bad. So I would get so angry where I would just be like, you know, leave me alone. Then he'd have an excuse. Oh, well, she don't F with me. She don't talk to me. Whatever. So, you know, he would have an excuse, you know, and eventually I had to just do it because, you know, I just didn't want to be bothered no more. It was just too much. And I have to say, I don't care. I'm happy being a single parent, making all the decisions for my son, not arguing with him over this and that. The choice I want to make, he want to do the opposite. It was too much.
It is not what you think it is. I promise you. I promise you. And before you come on here and say, oh, well, my situation's not like that. Good for you, honey. You are in the 1% of women that are very lucky because the rest of us don't have that. And the rest of us become single moms. And it sucks because all I wanted was to be a mom. I love being a mom. But the best parts of my motherhood were taken from me. And in fact, the first time I got pregnant, the man said he couldn't have kids.
Now, see, this is where it goes left now. Because she says the first time. Now, if you have one child and it's a hot mess, why would you do it again? I said, after my son, I said, I ain't having nobody else kids. That's it. I have my son. I'm happy. I don't even want to bring another child into this. It's so perfect. Everything is going good. I love this child. I don't want to take anything away from this child and just keep it moving. I don't see how anybody else can have another kid. I just...
And then fought me in court for 5 years. Fought me in court for 5 years to take away my son that he claimed in the beginning he wasn't even capable of producing because he didn't want to wrap it up at first. Yeah. Yep. I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. You lie to women. You promise us a lot. We are objects to you.
And you know what? She's telling the truth, though, because, you know, every mother, every single mother that has a child, she would wish that she could be a family with her child, with her child's father. There's no single mother out there that doesn't wish that she could have that. But it just don't work out like that. You know, it just doesn't work out like that. And the men, to me, get off scot-free. And the women that are stuck there taking care of the kids get all the backlash. It's crazy.
Things that you put on your shelf. I am a human being, and my life is forever changed. My life is forever changed. I will never be the same. My youth was stolen from me. I had to put my boots on the ground and become a single mom at 21 years old.
That's so young.
I didn't get to live. I didn't get to live. I didn't.
Shit, I got to live because I had my child at 40 years old. I enjoyed my whole entire life. I traveled. I did my career. I did several careers. I had a good time. I feel like you should enjoy your life first. Enjoy your life. Go and have a good time. Enjoy your life and then do all the things that you want to do so you know who you are when you have a child. I don't see how you could have a child so young when you don't have any life experience. What are you going to teach them? You don't know anything. It's crazy.
My life is not what I wanted it to be. Not even close. But I love being a mom. I'm holding space for two things at one time.
But I understand what she's saying. I love being a mom. It's one of the most rewarding things I ever did. It changed me. It made me so strong in life. And I just love my son. I enjoy being with him. I just can't see how people don't like their kids. I don't see it, but it can be stressful. And I understand exactly what this girl's saying. Okay, so this video is very long, but there's so many things on here that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to skip through skip through this as fast as I can because I got to get up in the morning. I love y'all, but I'm tired.
Another morning where I'm asking God if I'm being punished for bringing my child into safety. Because
everybody always thinks of the hardships that they go through in life as a curse and all that. No, you're being strengthened. To me, it's an honor and a privilege to be a parent and to bring a child into this realm and take care of it and nurture it and raise it and grow a spirit that's supposedly of God. You know, that's a high honor. You know, and anything that you go through in life is to strengthen you, build your spirit. You understand? If you think of it negatively, you have the wrong mindset. You're just on a low vibration, and the devil is a liar. It's a wonderful thing. It's like you are a vessel to bring a soul into this realm and take care of it and watch it grow. And I just don't see how people think that's a bad thing because they're so wrapped up in the material part of it instead of just loving the child and elevating you and your child's frequency. As long as you stay in this mentality of lack all the time, you will lack. I never considered suffering with my baby, and I really didn't. That wasn't an option, me suffering. And I have faith that it would work out in our favor, and it did. I never had that mentality that I was cursed because I have a child.
At least when I was with his dad, at least he would help me with him. So a lot of people don't talk about the regret that you feel because you are struggling and suffering with a child, but I'm going to talk about it on this platform.
But she said when she was with the dad, he was helping. So why didn't she stay with the dad? There's always very important details missing from these girls' stories.
I do not enjoy being a mom. Since I had my second son, I don't enjoy shit about being a mom.
This is how dumb they are. You have one child. It's easier with one. It's easier with one. It's just you and somebody else. A lot of y'all don't have kids and take care of a man. But you can't take care of your child. Make it make sense.
Nothing. Because I don't have a brain. I don't have time to breathe. Everything is my small son because his father does nothing. Because I left. because he was abusive and a narcissist.
Okay, so he was
and I regret.
But she has 2 kids, it seems, from 2 different fathers. So that's your fault.
Leaving. You guys don't really understand how important a break is for a mother. You don't fucking
let me skip
get it.
over this, because some of these girls, you know, it's just don't be like this. Have sense about yourself and common sense. It's like, you know, when somebody's going to be a deadbeat. If they treating you like a deadbeat and they don't do nothing for you, you know damn well they ain't going to do nothing for their damn kids.
So if you have postpartum, I'm telling you, suck that shit up. Suck that shit up and don't tell nobody. Don't tell a single soul, because they will use that against you any chance they
now,
get.
Women do have postpartum, and I've seen women go through this that I know, people in my family and stuff like that. And it is a hormonal imbalance that women have and stuff like that. And it can be an issue. And depression can be an issue after you have a baby. And I don't really understand it. I didn't have that, but I know people that do. And this girl saying they held it against her, you know, in trying to get her child away from her, that she had postpartum. But I honestly feel like if you have really bad depression and you regret your kids and all that, maybe you shouldn't have them. You know, like that first girl in the car saying she wish she had an abortion and she hates being a mother and all that. I mean, why would you leave a child with somebody like that? So, you know, it's a double-edged sword. I don't know.
They will use that shit against you. Don't ever voice that you have postpartum. Don't ask for help. Keep that shit to yourself.
That's a shame.
Because then you're going to be stuck like me, just stuck and fucked and don't know what the fuck to do. Somebody please tell me how they can.
So it's going to be more and more women on here. You can watch this on your own time, but let me just skip some, because this is really long. But some women have more profound things to say.
I don't get it. You just had a baby. How can you be depressed? Like, I understand the normal emotions, like lack of sleep, the baby won't latch. I can understand being like frustrated and being upset, but you just had a baby and you're depressed about it. Like the whole, like, oh, it's hard for me to even like hold my baby, feed my baby. Like, I can't take care of my baby because I'm depressed. What a weak ass generation. Like, what is wrong with you guys? No, I don't actually feel that way. That's a disgusting way to feel. That is a comment that was left on one of my videos. A man came into my comment section where women were using that comment section to discuss their postpartum experiences and how postpartum depression robbed them of those newborn moments with their child, that they couldn't remember it, that it was the darkest time of their lives. Women are coming together to support one another, to offer advice. And then he comes in and leaves that comment. Let me show you his actual comment. You can go ahead and pause to read it if you.
I'm going to pause this to read it, but I know I ain't going to be able to read this without my glasses. It says, oh my God, seeing all these postpartum depression comments is disturbing. Y'all just had a baby. How could that depress you? I fully comprehend being overwhelmed, frustrated, crying from lack of sleep, or not feeling like you're doing it right because baby won't latch. Those are normal emotions, but to not want to feed or change or hold your own baby, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? This is such a weak ass generation. Absolutely pathetic. That's what one man said. The man that doesn't have to carry the baby, that doesn't have to push the baby out, that don't have the hormone fluctuations is saying that.
You'd like. It gets worse. I had a very lovely man come into my comment section shortly after I first posted that video saying that his wife was suffering and he wanted to know how he could best support her. This was this man's response to that man.
Let's see what he had to say. Dear ladies that dealt with PPD, what can a husband do to help? My wife isn't in a good place, and all I want is to see her actually happy again. I wish I could just take it all away from her. And then this guy says, tell her to grow up and quit being an attention-needy, weak-minded human and put her big girl panties on. That's what he said.
Again, you can go ahead and pause to read it if you'd like. As disgusting as his comments were, they are not the first of that kind, and they will not be the last. And that is why I continue to make my videos and I talk about the good, the bad, and especially the ugly parts of motherhood, because we need a world where you can talk about maternal mental health without having to fear that guy coming in your comment section.
That would look like shit, bro. Would you hurry up? You doing all that?
Foolishness right here. Now, men like this, I'm sorry. I would have to go. My son's father used to argue all the time. It's just argue, nag, argue, nag. I can't stand no nagging ass bickery man that's acting like a woman. Listen to how he's acting.
What? Ain't shit gonna change, bro. Ever since you had this baby, bro. Ever since this baby right here, you ain't been looking like shit at all. Nothing. What is doing your hair gonna change? Huh?
I can do my fucking hair if I want to. You always act like I can't get.
It's not it. It's not it. It's not it, bro.
You act like I can't take my time to get myself together.
It's not looking like nothing at all. Over with. Like, why you try your hardest?
And it says, why do men become so cruel after you have their baby? Listen to what I'm going through during postpartum. I'm sorry. He would have to go. So ain't no way. I can't be around people in a negative vibe like that. You got to go or I got to go. Somebody's getting up out of here.
Okay, because I had to get in the shower.
Listen to him.
Okay.
This definitely is a deal, man. Listen to how he gonna be talking.
Oh, man. Ever since you had this baby, he's been looking like nothing, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
So that mean I can't try to do something?
No, that mean come the fuck on. Fuck you taking out, bro. Taking out damn baby.
Okay.
You trying to make me crash the fuck out, bro. Come on, man. You're not doing shit. You just stay combing your hair. Let's go.
Yes, because I have to get it combed down before I get any product in. Man.
That time you be playing around in your head. You playing around in your head and shit, bro.
Just got out the fucking shower.
Playing around ain't got shit done. You look a hot mess, gang. A hot mess.
I wish I would have known.
Now, what man tells they woman they look a hot mess?
Who you was for real before I got pregnant.
I don't give a damn. I'm just keeping it real. That shit look a hot mess.
You're not keeping it real.
Like a woman.
Did not act like this when we had that first baby. Now I'm whatever.
I'm gonna be late as hell fucking around too. Fucking around.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Those little kitty songs in Alphabet and Sesame Street, all them little songs and stuff, that did get on my nerves after a while. Some of them toys, you take the batteries out and stuff like that because it will be wearing you out after a while. So I understand where she going through.
You want to hear the saddest thing about motherhood I've ever heard and witnessed in my life?
I'm gonna skip. Let's skip. Where can we go now? Oh, this one. Look at this right here. Now, this is a disgrace, and I would divorce him in an instant.
This looks like I want you to consider this the next time you try to leave me with these kids for 11 days. Every day that she's in there, picking up behind like all this mess all over the place.
Can you imagine going on vacation and you come back and your man had the house like that? That's crazy.
Scrubbing the walls, and she's doing the dishes that are piled up to the ceiling, and she's picking up all this stuff on the ground. She's going to think, maybe I shouldn't have left them. Maybe I shouldn't have gone away. This woman who has done everything for everybody in that family, 24/7, 365 days a year, took 11 days off just for her. And this is what she comes home to. In the caption, she said something along the lines of, at least the kids are alive. Oh yes, because this is the bare minimum. This isn't like, hey, the kids got a little messy while you were gone. This is like, kids have at it.
And I'm telling you, anytime when I think of it, the few times I did go on vacation that I had a man I lived with, when you come back, they do stuff like that. Or when you come back, they arguing with you, or they call you while you're away with some catastrophe to ruin your time and all that stuff. It's just, I can't stand a man like that. That is just, I'm sorry. I would just left. I took my kid and left him right in that mess.
Back at 11 days, instead of, we missed you, here's some flowers, the kids and I cleaned up as best we could, or here's a welcome home dinner, or here's this, or here's a card the kids made, welcome back, mommy. This is get back to work. You had your 11 days off, you had your fun. Get back to work. Get back to cooking and cleaning. And we saved all of this for you to make up for the 11 days that you were having a good time. This is him sending her a message. This man doesn't have to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
The disrespect is all over the floor. It's all in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. This man didn't lift a finger.
Disgusting.
And another thing, if y'all is mad at mother.
So more venting, but I just, the ones that stuck out to me are the ones I'm showing you, but you can watch them because these girls had some good advice and perspectives about what they were going through.
And then a toddler, basically, she contracted a virus. And from this virus, she developed an autoimmune condition.
Hold on.
But when
I don't think that's the right one I wanted to show. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get through this. I'm tired.
The hoops, okay? You will figure out if your relationship will survive with children or not, because it's no longer you and your partner. It's you, your partner, and the child, okay? And not only that, but the mental stress, okay? And you feeling like you're no longer in your body, in your own body. And she was talking about relationships, you know, with friends and who's around you. That's so true. Everything changes once you decide to have kids or once you do have kids. And just know that you will never, ever, 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 ever be the same person that you were before you had kids. No matter if you think that you will be, no matter if you're like, oh, like I can work out. No, your world will be flipped upside down. And let me tell you, unless you have a village helping you 24/7, it will be the hardest thing of your life. And even if you do have a village, sometimes even then, it is so difficult to find yourself again, to find who you once were.
But see, that's why you have to find yourself first before you have the kids. I feel like I don't feel like I missed out on anything in life because I waited. I feel like I knew who I was because I waited until I did the things that I wanted to do. How I've changed is just I'm just like a stronger, I feel like I'm a much stronger person because of the things I went through raising my son. I feel like my frequency raised immensely being a mother. But other than that, I don't feel like I missed anything. I feel like when you're young like that, you have so much resentment because you just feel like you're missing out on things. You didn't really develop who your personality fully, and everything you do revolves around your kids. You don't even know what hobbies, what things you like and stuff like that. I can't even imagine. I can understand because your kids take up so much of your time, but I established all of those qualities in my personality before I had a child.
So yes, I agree with her 100,000%.
Hey, let me ask you this. How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that. I would. I'm
gonna tell you right now, any man that's gonna ask you a question like that thinks that he's doing you a favor by.
Now, honestly, I have a son. And I think that is a very valid question. I've seen this video before and I saw how women got mad and they thought it was something weird about him because he asked that. But it is true, because if my son was going to take up with a woman with kids, I would ask him, what are you doing that for? What would be the reason why you would want to take care of somebody else's kids? What value do they bring to your life? Like, I would want to know the answer. And maybe there might be a logical answer that he would give, but I would not recommend to my son ever in a million years to be with a woman that has kids and he doesn't have any kids. What would you do that for? Why would you step in and take care of somebody else's kids? What would you do that for? I would never recommend my son to do that. And I would want to know why he's doing that. I would.
Dating you as a single parent, and you should be grateful, and that's how he's going to treat you. And
I feel that you should be grateful. If a man's going to come in there and take care of your mistake that you made, you have kids and they don't have their father, and this man's going to step up and be a stepdad and take care of you and your kids, you are very lucky for that, because nobody wants to do that. You are very lucky for that, and there is no reason for a man to do that. There is no reason for a man to do that. It really isn't. Like like I said, I would ask my son, why do you want to do this? What's so special about this woman? What value is this situation going to bring to your life? I would really want to know that answer. I would want him to ask himself that before he would take on that responsibility when you don't have any kids. These girls, I'm telling you, this is crazy.
Your children, as if y'all should be grateful that he is willing to tolerate you and your offspring.
You should be grateful. You should be grateful because their father don't want to do it. I would be grateful if somebody came and took care of me and my child. Why wouldn't you be grateful for that?
I would never like, what can your children, what benefit are your children to me? What the like, honestly,
listen, honestly, your children are of no benefit to him. They're not. You would have to be of some benefit to him. Your children are of no benefit to a man that is taking you on and your kids. There's no benefit to him with these kids. You understand? You need to be figuring out how you are going to be a benefit to him to come in and take care of all of y'all. I would never tell my son to do that. I don't give a damn. I'm a single mother and I would never tell my son to do that. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't.
Kind of question is that even? And what woman, as a woman, any woman who thinks that this is an acceptable question, I want to know, what answer would you give someone that asks you that? Because to me now,
the answer you're going to give is that the kids don't have no value to him. They don't. My kids have no value to you. They are not your children. They are mine. But what I have to offer you is this. What I'm willing to do for you is this. I provide for my own child, and what you can do for me is this.
Automatically know my children are not safe in your presence, and I would never allow my children to be around you. I would never allow my children to, I would never bring anyone into my home that feels like, well, if I'm gonna date you, what benefit are your children to me? To you? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? Like, I really can't.
But I just feel like he's just letting her know that these children are of no use. This is what single mothers don't get, and this is why nobody wants to date them. Because why do you think anybody in their right mind wants to come in and take up your mess and your bad judgment and your kids and you and your rent and your bills and these extra kids and do? Why would they want to do that? You know, I don't know if he articulated that, but I get it. I understand the question. Why would somebody do that? What would be the reason why they would want to do that? She's the one that should have an answer to the question. Because honestly, I would tell my son not to do that because they are of no use. And I would say, well, what is special about this woman to you that you want to take this on? The kids don't have any value to him. He must see value in you if he's even considering doing that.
Wrap my mind around it, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean? What benefit are they to you? What benefit are you to them? What benefit is me bringing you into our lives?
None.
Are you going to have?
There's no benefit at all for him coming into your situation with your kids. There's no benefit. And she can't even say why she is of use to him for him to come in there and take on all of her mess. This is how crazy the expectation of some of these women are. And then they wonder why they you know, people like this make a bad name for single mothers and nobody wants to date them. Because she brings absolutely nothing to this man's life of why he would want to take these kids on that have no use to him and take on her, and she's of no use either. I would tell my son, are you crazy, son?
for them. It's one thing to say what benefit is the woman that you're dating to you. You know what I'm saying? But to say what benefit are your children to me is very fucking weird and very fucking creepy. Men are getting creepier and fucking creepier. And I can't take it. I cannot.
I confess something. I love my kid. I fucking hate being a mom. I fucking hate being a parent. I fucking hate it.
It's crazy. All right. Somebody with some sense at the end. Let's move forward. That's crazy to me. These women think that they are of value for what? They bring nothing. You don't have anything going on. You are in debt. You have somebody else's kids. You want this man to come in there and sweep you off your feet, take care of you and your kids. She said, that the value is her and her kids. But what is the value of the kids to him? What is it? They're of value to her, maybe, but he's being honest. These kids they have no value to me. And that's how a lot of men will think about a single mother. You have to bring to the table something of value to the man. I take care of my child. Like, I'm not expecting you. I can manage my life. I take care of myself. I pay for him. I pay my bills. I'm not looking for that. I would never come into a man's situation and want to take care of him and his kids. That shit is crazy to me. But that's what expected of men. And as a mother of a son, I would probably be like over my dead body. What would you... Child.
Saying this with all the love in my heart. I'm saying this as someone who experienced almost a decade. In 2 years, it will be a decade of complete hardship, exhaustion, abuse, survival. If you do not want to be a mom, do not be a mom. If you are a mother right now and you get offended when you see childless women say things like, I love not having kids, or I love being young and turned without kids, you shouldn't be offended. You should be cheering them on. As a mother myself,
when I didn't have kids and all my friends were having kids, they were telling me not to have kids. And I was like, I agree. You know what I mean? I saw what they went through. And then to go and do it, it doesn't make any sense. I just don't know the thinking of these girls, and maybe they think they're going to stay with this man, like the white girl was saying, that they promise you all these things and you think they're going to do it. But I don't care if you promise me the world. If I can't do it on my own, I'm not accepting that, because I don't want to rely on somebody and be disappointed, especially when it comes to my child. It's crazy.
I never get offended when women are celebrating being childless. If you don't want kids, do not have kids. I'm happy when I see women know that they don't want to be a mom, so they steer away from that. Mm-hmm. Because what upsets me is I see mothers all over social media telling us how they don't like being mothers. And then I look a little further and they have multiple children, which lets me know that you didn't stop at the first one. You didn't learn after the first one. You kept on going. And I understand that people have children for different reasons. Maybe your person pressured you into it. It could have been abuse. I'm not really sure. I don't know. So I want to be mindful, right, of different situations and circumstances. However, majority of the time, women are outside having a blast, doing all the things. And the consequence sometimes is pregnancy and having a child. And now you're faced with motherhood, and you do it again and again and again and again and again. And you're telling us how you don't like being a mother. Let me say this as well. You're looking at someone who is now 30. My child will be 10 in 2 months. I got pregnant the weekend of my 20th birthday. Real hot, real outside, real young and turned, real.
I can't even imagine having a child in my 20s. I can't even imagine having a child in my 30s, because I feel like during my 30s was when I built my career. You know, I finally got my footing really good in my career, and I built my career. And by the time I was 40, when I had my child, I was pretty secure. And I could afford a child. Man.
not thinking about my decisions. Okay. Found out that I was pregnant 2 weeks after my 20th birthday. I boo-hoo cried until I was blue in the face. Then I rolled up my sleeves and I put my boots on the ground. I've been a mom ever since. I've never made my child.
I was boo-hoo crying at 40 years old when I had my child because I had just lost 35 pounds. I was looking snatched and everything. And to find out I was pregnant, I was like, what? I just lost all this weight. Listen, I don't know why they tell women that they should have babies so young. I just feel like you should learn yourself, experience life a little bit and live your life and get a little bit more mature. Your brain's not even fully developed till you're like 24 or something like that. I feel like if you wait past that, you probably won't have them once your brain is fully developed.
I feel like she's a burden because I understood that although I wasn't ready to be a mom yet, this was a consequence for my own decision making. Okay. She's also my only child. Do you get what I'm saying here? And I want more. I want more. I love being a mom.
If I would have had my son earlier, I probably would have had another one, but maybe not. Because if I were as a single parent, I don't think you should have more than one child. I'm sorry, it's too much. With me and my son, it's easy. I just have me and him to worry about. When it comes time to go on vacation, we gone. Like, it's just so easy to pick up one person and go. But when you have a lot of kids, it's hard to take them on vacation and do fun things and have special, interactions with them and special, outings and things like that. Because it's just me and him. So it's easy. I can't imagine having 2 kids. Now that would have sent me over the edge at any age. I just love this son and I don't want any more kids. I never wanted to bring another child in to take my attention away from the one that I already had.
But she's my only child, right? You're looking at someone who only has, as far as village and family, 3 siblings and my mother. When I had my daughter at the age of 20, my older sister was in Atlanta while I lived in Ohio. So she was not even in the same city with me to help me. My older brother lived about 15 to 20 minutes away. He has his own child and was dealing with his own situation as far as co-parenting and things like that. And my mom, as I always have remembered her, was working 7 days a week, and she still does to this day from sun up to sundown. The only real support I had was my mom when she wasn't tired from working so much. I didn't have my friends. My friends was young and tart in the club as they should have been because they was living they 20 something.
The funny thing is like when you're more mature, like I don't want anybody to watch my child in my spare time. I wanted to be with him on the weekends. I would put him in activities. We would go out. We would go to eat or whatever. Like I spent my whole weekend with him, and it was hard for me to date too because I don't have time to see nobody on the weekend because I'm out with my son. So as you get older, you get better discernment. My spare time was being spent with my son.
Year-old lives. My 21st birthday, I was sitting on a rocking chair crying my eyes out while the breast pump was attached to me and I'm looking across the room and my daughter is asleep. I didn't have no cute gender reveal. I didn't have no loving baby shower how I wanted it to be. I didn't have nobody just pouring into me. I didn't have no big family pouring into me. The gifts that I got for my baby shower were taken back from me because the other side was upset with me that day. And they were the ones who got me the gifts because I have a very small family. And they weren't very financially stable enough to help me.
Yeah, I always thought my son's father's family was very nasty and they tried to act bougie for some reason, but I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to say nothing, but I just felt like, give me a break, okay? I felt that they were beneath me, even though they tried to act snooty to me, but that's a story for a different day. That is my son's, family, but he doesn't see them at all because they just never, cared about my son. So I don't care about them. Don't be calling me and telling me when somebody dies and all that, because I really don't care at all. I have no feelings, no emotions. I digress. So this girl's going to go on and on about her little situation with her child's family and all that. But the bottom line is, clearly, do not have any children before you are ready. I do not think teenagers and in your 20s is a good time. I really feel like at least 25 to 30 is a good range. That's just my opinion. You know, and they try to make it seem like, you know, you're going to have all these fertility hardships. But, you know, if you take the right supplements, take care of your body and whatnot, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like I said, I lost weight before I got pregnant. So I was like in a healthy state. And that's what made me get pregnant. Most likely. So, and I feel like, you know, you should know yourself first. Enjoy your life. You only get one life to live. Enjoy your life first. You know, and if you have one child, you can master one. It's going to be very difficult when you have more than one child. And the more and more that you have, it just starts getting pricey, more stress. They need your attention and stuff. Like, I felt like I only have attention for my son, and I still feel like that. I still feel like I only have attention for this child. I don't see how I could be there for another child. So I didn't have another one. And I've been asked to have kids with friends and all kind of people because they think I'm a good parent. You know, a lot of people have said that, you know, and I am a good parent. I work hard. I feel like once I had my son, I was more aggressive in getting things done so that I could give him a good life, you know. So listen, any young person out there that want to have kids, I would definitely say don't do it. Wait. And it doesn't even matter about your partner because, like I said, they could die. So when you decide to have a child, be prepared to take on a full responsibility. This is guys too. Because if you're going to be any type of father, what happens if something happens to the mother? I know most men feel it goes without saying that the mother takes care of the child and the child will live with the mother if they're not living together. But what if something happens to her? I just feel like most men are not even equipped to take care of their kids. You hardly see single dads. So this was an energy drain, but I just wanted this out there. So, you know, have this discussion again, because this is probably like the third or fourth video I've made of this because it's a problem. And I feel like it's getting worse and worse and worse. And people, for some reason, don't get it. I'm going to bed. I'm tired now. This went way longer than I wanted it to. So I am Shelly B. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And if you don't know, this means I love you in sign language because I do. If you sat through this with me, and even if you didn't, I still love you. Thank you for your support. Just like, comment, share one of these videos with somebody that needs to hear it. Go look on my page, look at the shorts, look at the live videos, look at some of the other videos, like them, share them, whatever. Try to help the algorithm going on YouTube for me, please. I would greatly appreciate it. But I'm getting off of here because I'm real tired and I don't know when I'll be back because I've been very busy and I'm trying to juggle it and it's very difficult, but I'm trying to do better. Okay, so I'm going to go. I am Shelly B. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening. I love y'all and discernment. Look up the word discernment and get some before you have any children. All right. Good night, y'all. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.